You know what I mean? Let me go to my boy Jaxon Dart, all access. You know, I like seeing that, man. I like seeing all access. I like seeing the interviews, the combine, and all that sort. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's just important, man, to see what type of players you getting, man. You know what I mean? It's really important. But what's good, YouTube, man? It's your boy, Jay Willie Silly, man, a.k.a. Mr. Take It Easy before you end up like Easy. Make sure y'all follow my Instagram and Twitch, man, in the description down below. Everything you know about your boy Jay, it's in the description down below. We got how the Jaxon Dart trade went down. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna definitely look into this. I like the all access. I'm glad that our page, bro, shows everything. Cause like I said, bro, when it comes to the GM side, it's like Madden in real life. You know, you gotta have the brains, and you can really turn around your team with the good draft. You know what I mean? If your team drafts good, like look at the Smeagol's. You know what I mean? Look at the Smeagol's, bro. The Smeagol's, bro. Jalen Carter, you know what I'm saying? Them type of dudes that they draft, the Kobe Deans or whatever. The dudes that they drafted, bro, are the main dudes that's doing something on their team. You know what I mean? It's all about, you know what I mean, drafting good, man. I'm telling you, man. That draft, man, that's important for sure. Drafting good. For me, the draft is way more important than free agency. I feel like that's the #1 thing, you know what I mean, honestly, to drafting, bro. Drafting. Looking on film. You know what I'm saying? Even mid-season, just always looking at college, looking at everybody, bro. It takes a lot of work being a GM, bro, because you got to honestly, like, look at every college team and scout every college team. You know what I mean? Because you got this person that can be from Iowa who can turn out being better than this person from Alabama. You know what I mean? You got this person that can be at Toledo that turns out to be better than this player at Georgia. You know, it's a lot of players that went to small schools that turned out to be the best NFL players. You know what I mean?
Hello. I'm good, Nick. How are you? There's a couple names up there that we basically went through today that, we like enough. If we get there, there's a chance we could come up. I'll give you a call once it gets closer, probably around, I don't know, 22 or 23 if we're gonna do something. Okay, thanks. All right. That was Houston, 25.
You know we needed it, bro.
Leading up to the drafts, it feels like, there were rumors out there that
Jit the GOAT, you still talking about Mike Green? Oh, I get it, bro. You like Mike Green, bro. I do not care no more. You know what I mean? I don't care about Mike Green no more, bro. Please stop talking to me about Mike Green, bro.
The Giants wanted to move back up into one.
Don't care, bro.
I was getting calls from every GM from pick 18 all the way back, just because everybody assumed that we wanted to move up. So once we got into the mid-20s, we started making some phone calls and to see if anybody would be open to moving back to 34. Les, hey buddy. You still interested in moving back? It's really hard because you're trying to come up with what are other teams going to do. You assume everybody has their boards like yours, so everybody sees it like you see, and that's definitely not the case. You like a player, you're assuming everybody else likes him. I'm not worried about that.
Yeah, real talk though, bro. And that's how it is though, Joe. Don't count. Like that's exactly how it is, bro. Like even in the franchise, like you looking at this player, bro, you just assume that everybody likes him. Like no cap. Like it don't matter how far he down. Like you're like, okay, if he got my attention, I know he got somebody else's attention. You know what I mean?
The player, you're assuming everybody else likes him. I'm not worried about them as much as is Cleveland coming up at some point. I don't know where the Saints are going to come from. Specifically, if it's a quarterback and you're weighing what do you want to give up to take the player, it's a quarterback. So if you're right, a lot of times it really doesn't matter what you give up. I mean, we can get it done in 2 picks with Denver. I'm just trying to see if we wait, trying to get as much information as we can. But Pittsburgh's a quarterback needy team, but they're looking to move back too, so nobody's gonna remember a 3rd-round pick if you're right. So you guys are convicted in him, you believe in him, we did the process, he checked all the boxes. Just roll the dice. Roll the dice. It can definitely become stressful from that standpoint because you get into the 20s and now all of a sudden there's players there that the general managers didn't think were going to be there. So if they go from, hey, we want to move back, there's not going to be any there, we're like, now we're not going to take your deal because we're going to take our players. You still good to do this? All week it said he would do this deal, and now he's backing out on us, but the Steelers aren't going to.
Y'all see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, Y'all see what I'm saying? Like, you see how he in there stressing? I'm telling you, bro, this reminds me so much of the Madden franchise, bro. Like, it is real life like Madden, bro. Like, this is real life Madden. Like, for real, bro, be stressing, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Bro, stressing up and up.
All week it said he would do this deal, and now he's backing out on us. But the Steelers aren't going to trade with Cleveland, so you're going to go ahead and pick. All right, does that tip the hand? Do they have New York's now trying to move up? Yeah, that's going to be too much. No, this is Chargers. I can offer Pittsburgh the same deal. Yeah, so you're going to go ahead and pick. Okay, all right. Come on, take the running back. Come on, take the pick. It's more than what we just did here. All right. Just be patient. Nobody's gonna pound the table. We'll be all right.
And it's crazy. Look, y'all. Look. This his boss. You know what I mean? Joe already know, like, dang, bro, this is my job at State. You know what I mean? Brian Dable, that's his boss. Y'all gotta understand, nothing runs through the head. I be trying to tell casuals this. Nothing runs through the head. I mean, this the head coach's team, Brian Dable's team. But when it comes to moves getting made and stuff like that, you know what I mean? You know, you feel me? It goes through Joe. You know what I mean? And you got the owner right here looking at him. So it's just like, you know, it's very, you know, it's very freaking, very stressed. You know, your job on the line, bro, just came off a 4-13 season. You know, the boy stressed through the roof, man. You know what I'm saying? His job on the line, man. Boy stressed through the roof.
Pick. It's more than what we just did here. All right. Just be patient. Nobody's gonna pound the table. We'll be all right. Les. Hey, 1 second here. 1 second, Les. Nick. Okay, so Houston will do the deal. 25. Houston gets 34.99 in next year's third. Okay. All right. Appreciate it, Nick. All right, bye. Hey, Les, we're gonna move up with Houston here. All right, buddy. Me.
Good going. Good.
With the 25th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the New York Giants select Jaxon Dart, quarterback, Mississippi.
Gotta take care of your head coach, bro. It's important to take care of your head coach. Gotta take care of Brian, bro. Y'all both gotta take care of each other, man. Joe gotta take care of Brian. Brian gotta take care of Joe. So Joe give you the players. Make sure you get on the court, get on the field, and do the job.
Yes, sir. How we doing? Hey, I told you this is where I wanted to be.
Amen. We're excited to have you.
Hey, I love you guys.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Good job, Joseph. Good.
Look how he shake his hand. You gotta, Brian, bro. I don't care what nobody say, bro. You know, he said losing to Atlanta is so embarrassing. I don't care what nobody say. Brian is a good coach. I don't feel like no coach in the NFL could have took that team that he took to the playoffs in 2022. Nah, I mean, honestly, one coach of the year in 2022. I just feel like he needs the pieces, bro. He needs the pieces. You know what I mean? So he didn't have the pieces in 2022. So people forget about that 2022 season. They really do, bro. They forget about that 22 season, how we started off 5-0. They forget about it, bro. You know what I mean? Just keeping it real. Andy Reid never had the. There's certain people in this chat, like, literally, like, I'm telling you, every time I say something, bro, you just got something to say. Like, and I'm finna start banning people like that, bro. Like, everything I say, you just disagree. Everything I say, bro, is you go against it. I don't like people like that, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it real with you. Like, everything I say, you go against it. Everything I say, you against it. Like, I'm finna start banning people like that. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, it really be pissing me the freak off. You know what I mean? Honestly, bro. You know what I mean? I don't like people like that. Like, even in real life. You know what I mean? I definitely don't like people like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you said Brian Reese as the head coach of the New York Giants. I mean, you know what I mean? My boy had a bad team, but we're not going to have like Brian Dable. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to have like Brian Dable didn't produce Josh Allen. You know what I mean? Honestly. You know, you forgot who the offensive coordinator was at the Buffalo Bills was Brian Dable. So let's please not act like Brian Dable ain't produced Josh Allen. You know what I mean? Because he definitely did. Brian Dable never had a good team coming into New York. He always had a bad team. You know what I mean? This is the first team that's actually, gonna make some noise. You know what I mean? But I don't feel like no coach could have done what Brian Dable did in 2022. No coach. Andy Reid, wherever. Andy Reid never had a bad team like that ever in his life. You know what I mean? It's about the GM taking care of his coach and the coach taking care of his players. It goes down. It's just, it goes down, bro. You can't expect the head coach to do stuff with trash. Just like a bad team can make a good coach look bad, a good coach can make a bad team look bad. It goes both ways. So like in order for the coach to do his job, he had to have something to work with. You know what I mean? Because Daniel Jones was the worst. It's something like, he said, why can't you get Daniel Jones to be good? Because Daniel Jones never was a first round draft prospect. He never was a second round. He wasn't a third round. He was in the fourth round. He didn't even start at Duke. He was a bad quarterback in college. Word on the street. You know what I mean? Like literally, bro, it's plays. You know what I mean? It's plays, literally, that Brian Dable designed. Dudes wide open. Wide open, bro. Overthrew him. How many times, bro? How many times I had to do that? How many times I overthrew him? I seen Daniel Jones overthrow niggas.
Jaxon was the guy at 25 because he checked a lot of the boxes throughout our process. We got to see him several times in the fall. You get to see the attitude in which he plays with, the poise, the competitiveness. We just felt he was like the best fit for, the New York Giants.
Jaxon Therapy, thank you, Lou.
How we doing? Good morning.
Good to see you.
This is good morning.
Hey, Jaxon, for you. How you doing, buddy?
Good, how are you?
All right. What's up, Jaxon?
How you doing? Good morning, everyone. Good morning.
What's up, buddy?
Morning.
All right.
Good, how are you?
Real quick, napkin.
Yeah, we just got going.
All right, so first thing obviously is the cadence. That's how we start the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
So you get the huddle, you're called to play. Before you can start on your cadence, the number one thing you got to do is make sure what?
Everybody's set.
Everybody's set, everybody's in the right spot. You control that, all right? That's the job of the quarterback.
Y20, Y27.
Good.
Okay, stand up on that board. Write down the 4 suffixes for motions that we talked about. Now go ahead and teach those to me in a matter of like a minute.
We're gonna move on to pass protection now, all right?
Yeah.
Before we get into it, this is the most important thing that you have to know going from college to the pros. There's gonna be more of them, and you have to know how to protect yourself.
Kind of draw a blitz. Let's all assume that the 4 down linemen are blitzing or rushing, okay?
Yeah.
Draw a blitz from the remaining 7 guys that we could not pick up in this protection.
57 pro, who's the Mike?
The mic is 41.
Good, who's the Will?
51.
Do you have any?
See, a lot of y'all don't even know what the heck he's talking about. You know what I mean? See, a lot of y'all some casuals. Y'all don't even know what the heck he's talking about. Y'all don't even know what a mic will. You don't know none of this. A lot of y'all casuals, man, it's confusing as freak to y'all. And I ain't gonna lie, some of it's confusing to me. Because I ain't play quarterback. But you gotta understand, man, being a quarterback is probably the hardest position and the most important position out of all positions. Look, all you have to do, honestly, when it comes to a quarterback, bro, the most important position on the field, whether you like it or not, is a quarterback. Everything runs through the quarterback. The ball is in the quarterback's hands 100% of the time. And that's, I don't know how bad I gotta like stress that to people, that the Giants wasn't bad, the quarterback was bad. I don't know how many times I literally watched my team. Literally, Daniel Jones could not score the ball. He could not move the ball. He could not throw the ball. So every time our defense gets a stop, Daniel Jones comes out and does not help the defense at all whatsoever. So the defense gets back on the field tired, and that's when they get scored on. if you have a bad quarterback, you will not have a good team. Whether you like it or not. I don't understand. If you like I understand. Can you tell me a team in the playoffs that had a bad quarterback like Daniel Jones? Name one team that made the playoffs that had a bad quarterback like Daniel Jones that was on the same level as Daniel Jones. Name one quarterback in the Falcons. Look. In the Falcons, bro. You said Trent different. Name a starting quarterback, like I said, chat. Name a starting quarterback in the NFL that made the playoffs this season that was as bad as Daniel Jones, that threw 8 TDs and 7 interceptions, that had the worst quarterback rating. Please stop. Please stop, bro. Talking about some Trent. I ain't gonna lie, you're 2 seconds from getting Justin Herbert. This boy just said Justin Herbert is as bad as Daniel Jones, chat.
Choose to the strong side here with the protection?
No.
If you did, if he was coming down and getting on the line of scrimmage, you would say what?
Over.
Great.
Good job, buddy.
Tell me what this tight end's doing that you don't like.
You said nobody did? You don't think nobody did. Nobody did. Nobody did. It's impossible to make it to the playoffs or a Super Bowl with the quarterback throwing 8 TDs, 7 interceptions, and having the worst quarterback rating. It's impossible. You cannot do it. You can't do it. Everybody had elite quarterbacks. Josh Allen. We can go from Josh Allen, CJ Stroud, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, Jordan Love, Jared Goff. We can go like down the line. And all of them are 10 times, 30 times better than Daniel Jones. It's impossible. You know what I mean? It's impossible. And somebody time out Jit the GOAT. You know what I mean? Time him out 16 seconds, 600 seconds. It's 1-1 to Jit the GOAT. I see what type of person you are, bro. You know what I mean? I see what type of person. Every time I say something, you disagree. You a troll. Don't troll me, my man. 1-1.
He should be
Final
pushing
one.
for leverage. Yeah, excellent. If I said gun, diesel right, 56, F my canner, who's running the shallow?
Nah.
Who's running the curl?
The X.
Running the post?
The Z.
Who's running the middle?
The Y.
Good. All right. Let's play one more game.
All right.
Turn around.
Turn. Toss. If you would have pointed the other one. Good. Thanks, buddy. Good work. You threw it out in there.
Good job, buddy. Thank you. Appreciate you. Well done. Let's see you.
Like he found this guy,
There's a
y'all.
lot of work that we need to do as a coaching staff. There's a lot of little touch points that you have with these players. And, meeting with Jaxon at the Senior Bowl, that was my first initial touch point with him, and watch him practice and see how he interacts with some of the new teammates he had there. And it was a good initial meeting.
Dayball, Kafka, Shea, those guys aren't in the road in the fall, so they can't go watch a game where they've never seen you.
And that's what I'm saying, bro. Senior Bowl, that's important. You in the Senior Bowl, they looking at all that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Give 110% every time you step on the field because you never know who watching. That's one thing. I think my dad used to say that. I forgot who used to tell me that. You know what I'm saying? Go out there and play, bro, because you never know who in the stands, bro. And one thing about scouts, bro, they're not finna come up with a New York jersey, New York Giants cap on and all. They coming in regular clothes. You never know who in the stands. You never know. So you better play like Nick Saban in them stands. You better play like Kirby Smart in them stands. Every play give 110% because you never know who in them stands watching. Never know.
Shea, those guys aren't in the road in the fall, so they can't go watch a game where they've never seen these guys throw. So you can watch the film, and then you can go to Mobile, and you can actually be around the kids and see how they interact, see how they throw the ball, how they react to adversity, and whatever it may be. So to have the coaches down there to be around the kids and see them perform, it's a very important part of our process.
Dart working the bottom, but getting a little pressure and showcasing his mobility, and he's going to get.
And he's a versatile QB as well, too.
Jaxon Dart putting the American team on the board.
He's versatile, too. He remind me of Josh Allen, y'all, bro.
I think the biggest
How
thing
many
is just,
shots out,
being
bro?
around
Bro.
them. Them getting to meet me, see me as a person, get to understand, what I'm about. Having the interviews with the coaches, getting to play with these great players, and just learning. That's really what I'm here to do, is just taking as much information and as much wisdom as I can to improve myself. And I think that's really just the biggest thing.
I feel like you can anticipate and think of how things are going to play out, but you never really know how you're going to feel until your name's called or until you get that phone call. So, that moment will definitely be one that I cherish. And I was just grateful to be with my family. And, this was the place throughout the whole process that I really wanted to be. And I couldn't be more grateful and humbled to be a part of it.
It's kind of insane. I still remember having conversations late at night after Jax would come home from school. And we'd talk for hours before we'd go to bed, and he'd tell me all the things that he wanted to do with his life and his goals. And I don't want to say I expected this to happen, but I always knew that he'd get to this point and accomplish all the things that he said he wanted to accomplish.
I think anytime as a mom, when you see a child accomplish a dream, it touches your heart in a different way. We knew nobody would work harder. We knew he had all of the pieces, but still it's a hard road and it's a grind. And so to see all of everything put together and to see him accomplish that is just really special as a mom. So proud of him.
It's obviously a little bit of a whirlwind, but there's been a lot of emotions, most of them, excitement, and I think, understanding that really a new beginning for him and for us as a family.
It's been crazy, exciting to see him do this, and I just can't wait to watch him play in the NFL.
I'm just happy for him, and it's going to be fun to travel here a lot and see him play the best he can.
Yeah.
Go Big Blue.
Go Big Blue. Let's do this, right? Go Big Blue. On 3.
No.
Oh man, I'm just happy, man. I'm happy. You know what I'm saying?